Greetings, this is Mrs. Hippolyte. I'm live in the art class doing a pre-recording of how to use art using a variety of materials. There's a Texas state standard all students grades 1 through 5 should learn to do. We're going to make art using things from your house. I'm going to demonstrate paint, dough or Play-Doh, how to use chalk, stamping, things that you can find in your kitchen and other supplies to create art. Also, I would like to mention that for your daily artwork that you have already started your assignments, you should either have a composition notebook or a mixed media notebook. Okay, this is has clear pages that you can use and paint inside of. You can use any medium, colored pencils, acrylic paint, anything in the mixed media notebook. Your composition notebook, I would stick with just markers, crayons, colored pencils. Now, if you would like to get a mixed media notebook, it is $6 with tax at Walmart, but it's completely your choice. A composition notebook will work just fine. Okay, today we're going to start off with paint. All right, when you paint, you need to make sure you have the following things. Paper. The paper should be thick enough to hold water. You can test it out with your paintbrush. An 8-color set paint set. Normally you can find these at the Dollar Tree. Sometimes you can't. They go out fast. But 8-color paint set. A small cup of water. And a paintbrush. Okay, when you're painting, you really just need to think about what is it that you would like to paint. And then just freely decide what you would like to do. If you want to draw out your idea first with pencil or marker, you can do that. So today, I think that a cupcake would be a very good idea. So I'm going to go ahead and draw that out. Maybe put a cherry on top or a candle. If it's someone's birthday. Maybe some sprinkles. And then decorate the bottom half. Of my cupcake. All right, and then once I'm finished with that, I can go in and tap my brush in the water. Okay, I will go in and I will decide what color paint I will use. Remember, if you mix 2 colors together, your paint set will start to look more brown. That's not something that you want to do. Because you have every color already together, I would just use 1 color at a time. When you start to mix these colors together, they look a little dirty. Okay, now if you only have red, yellow, and blue, your primary colors, you can feel free to mix those colors as much as you like so that you can get all the other colors that you might need. Okay, now remember, when you're painting and you use 1 color, put your paintbrush in the water, clean it off, get a napkin, dry off your brush, and then go back in for the second color. and try to stay in the lines. Create patterns. Use your colors from the color wheel. Notice how I'm using mostly secondary colors. Got my green, my orange, and my purple. Okay. Okay, and there we go. And that's painting. When we're done, we put our supplies back where we found them, nicely and neatly. And don't forget to leave your painting somewhere where it can dry and not make a mess. The next thing we're going to do is use dough. Now, you can use Play-Doh or you can use Crayola Magic Mold. It all does the same thing. You don't need a lot, just a little bit. And when we create our Play-Doh, we have to think about, what do we want to make today? Maybe we can make a buddy or a friend. So I'm going to start off by making a ball. And that's going to be my buddy's head. And then I'm going to give my buddy a body. That'll be his arms, her arms. It can be whatever you like. It's very squishy. You're going to just mold it into whatever you think is best. I think I'm going to make my buddy a girl. And I'm going to make this a dress. So I'm just going to mold this into a triangular shape. So now my buddy has a head, has arms, we definitely need to have 2 legs, because how can our buddy walk if it doesn't have legs? All right. We can even go a step further and think about some hair. Maybe 2 ponytails. And then we won't forget the eyes. You can go in with a marker, but if you're using Play-Doh, you might not want to use a marker because you might want to mold this into something else. So if you have some of these googly eyes, you can add some eyes on your buddy. And then give it a little mouth. Or you can make a mouth out of clay. It's up to you. But if you're using Crayola Magic Mold like I am, which can also be purchased at the Dollar Tree, you can draw on top of the outfit and create patterns and shapes. It's completely up to you. Alright, remember, Play-Doh will dry rather quickly. And it will crack. once it's dried for a few days. Crayon and Magic mold will pretty much last for a good amount of time. It'll take a while for it to crack. Alright, so I'm going to move on to chalk. Alright, with chalk, you could go outside. You can use school chalk. You can use colorful chalk. You can go outside and draw on the ground. If you have a chalkboard at home, you can use that. You know what? Sometimes you don't even have to use a chalk. If you go outside and explore, with your parents' permission, of course, you can find a rock, and you can use rock as a chalk, because some rocks are so soft that you can actually write with them. That's very scientific, something you can go out and explore. And when you're drawing outside, just keep it simple. Free draw, you know. You can draw what you see outside. If you see like a ladybug, you can start off with a circle and a line, and just draw some things that you see outside. Most insects have about 6 tentacles, 3 on one side, 3 on the other. Could be wrong, but maybe. Something you have to go out and observe in nature, you know. And some antennas. Maybe outside you see a leash, you know, and then you could just draw that too. Alright, and that's what you would do if you go outside and explore with chalk. Alright, our next activity, stamping. You need paper, acrylic or finger paint. You will also need a napkin for if you make a mess, and a plate. The plate does not have to be fancy. A paper plate will work just fine. Take the top off of the paint. You'll just put a little bit in your plate. Now this is stamping with things that you already have at home. Alright? Since most people may not have stamps, you know, just swirl that around a bit. Let the paint leak into the plate a little bit. Get a cup, a small plastic or paper cup. And what you want to do is you want to create paint on the outside of the rim so you can make circles. So you just dip it a little bit like this, and you'll see the paint at the end. And what you'll do is you'll go in on your paper and you'll just stamp that same print over and over again. This is a good art word called repetition. Now as you can see, the paint will begin to fade. And all you do is get your plate again, dip it again, and try it some more. Okay, and once you've done that, you know, if you have real stamps, like the ones I'm getting ready to show you, you can use these actual stamps with the ink pad, which also can be found in most office supply sections, such as Dollar Tree, Office Depot, things of that nature. Or you can try it with paint and see what happens. Let me see what happens. No, it doesn't really give you the effect you need. So if you're going to use a real stamp, I would use ink and not paint, because it doesn't really give you the shape that you need. Alright, once you have your circles that are all over the paper, you can go in and create some emojis if you like. Maybe the circle is a basketball in your imagination. Okay, or maybe it's a flower. You want to draw a flower on the inside of your circle. You can go in and design this however you want to. We're using our imaginations and we're using a variety of different materials to create artwork. All right, and that is stamping. Our next item that we can create from home would be things that we find in our kitchen. And don't forget to clean up your mess. If you make a little mess, just clean it up. A little soap, a little water, and clean that mess up. Inside my little bucket here, I have pasta, and my pasta is in different colors. Okay, now when you are working with these types of things, keep in mind that you might not have colorful pasta at home. Maybe you have something like gummy bears or Skittles or Fruit Loops or Fruity Pebbles or gummy fruit snacks. They are usually multicolored. So you have to think about, how can I organize these things? How can I sort them? So since we already learned about primary colors, we can keep all the red, sort them by putting all the red noodles or snacks together, all the blue noodles and snacks together, and all the yellow noodles and snacks together. And then we have a secondary color, green, so we're just going to sort all the green ones together also. And that's what we can do with our kitchen. All right. Now, our next section that we're going to talk about today is called Other. And when you have Other, that means you can create with just about anything that your mind can discover. All right. Now, this one is going to make your mom and dad very happy. Sorting your clothes. A lot of us have clothes that are different colors, like this yellow t-shirt. You can go to your room, pick up your clothes off the floor, organize your clothes in color wheel order. Miss Hippolyte, what are you talking about? Okay, here's my friend, Roy G. Biff. Here we go. Color rainbow order. It's like this. Red, orange, yellow, Roy, green, blue, indigo, more like a purple, and violet, a darker purple or a darker blue. I hope you can see that. Roy, R-O-Y-G-B-I-V, Roy G. Biff. Red, orange, yellow, green, and blue, indigo, and violet too. The colors of the rainbow. All right. And I actually have rainbows in my classroom this year. So you can go home and you can, or you probably are already at home, you can go and get your clothes and take your red clothes and fold them just like this, crossways. Look at how I put this symmetrically, putting all the arms of the t-shirt together, folding in half. Then I'm going to bring the T part of the t-shirt. That's why they call it a t-shirt, guys, because it's shaped like a T. Watch this. T-shirt, You fold it in half, symmetrically, half a t-shirt, or half the letter T. Ha. And then you take this top part and bring it down, like so. And then you tuck in the arms. And then you put it inside your drawer. You can even fold it down one more until you get a little square. And once you have your t-shirt folder, you can fold all the reds, then all the orange, then all the yellow, then all the green, and the blue, and purple if you have it, and put them in your drawer in rainbow color order. Now, this is a good way to find out what color do you wear the most. In my closet, there's a lot of blues and pinks, but I don't have much orange. So think about that as you're folding your clothes in your room. Other ways to explore art using a variety of different materials are Legos. We all have them. Some of us, most of us. And Legos, of course, come in all types of colors. Pinks and yellows and oranges and greens and whites and browns and blacks. And what you should do is explore with your Legos. All right, let's see what we have. We have this big green Lego right here. Let's see what else we have in our box here. This could be the door to my imaginary world. Open up these good things. And then this could be my wall. I'm just gonna go in. I'm just gonna snap them down to my base. You know they sell Legos at the Dollar Tree also. I'm not a promoter of Dollar Tree. It's just they have great things for $1. So if you don't have these supplies at home, feel free to go and see what happens at the Dollar Tree in the toy aisle. They have base just like this and a few Legos. They even have Lego people. You don't have to spend a lot of money. But we should be using things that we already have at home. But just in case, you know, you've been a good kid and your parents want to reward you or your birthday's coming up, feel free to grab some things from the Dollar Tree. All right, so once we have this, we can think about what else we can put. Maybe a bridge or another window. I think I'm gonna put another window in here. You know, we need lots of air to come through our rooms during the pandemic. You know, if a Lego doesn't fit, you can just snap it in another place and just build, guys. Use your imagination, use your mind. Maybe you can build a helicopter. Maybe you have a Batman Lego set that your grandma bought you for your birthday years ago. You never tried it. Open it up. See what happens. You know? And if I keep building, this could be a house. Alright, guys. Alright. And there we have it, our Texas State Standard, creating art with a variety of different materials. Today we talked about creating art with things that we have at home. Again, if you don't have these things, they aren't very expensive. You can borrow some from a friend or go to your local dollar store. For those of my friends who have iPod at home, you can draw using simply your finger. Inside of your iPad, you have a little app right here called Notes. When you click that, you know, at the very bottom, let me see if I can get it in the screen. Okay, there is a marker right here. You can press this. It's going to give you a color wheel and marker options. You can press any of these colors and you can begin to draw on your iPad. If you go to youtube.com, you can type in how to draw fill in the blank for kids and press it into the search engine, and it can tell you how to draw your most favorite cartoon or your most favorite object or dessert. And then you can go in with your black marker on your iPad, draw it out, and then color it using the colors at the bottom of the color wheel on the iPad. This is my little friend Pig that's on the farm that I drew yesterday. Okay, you don't have to go very far to create art. It's right there in your house with you. And this is Miss Hippolyte live from the art class at Stafford Elementary, and I hope that you enjoyed this lesson.